Hi everyone, it's Chef Michael here from Doctoronamission.com. How you doing? Hey, guess what? It's live, and when things are live, sometimes we make mistakes or forget something. I forgot to get my microphone on, so as I talk, give me a few moments while I get my microphone going. Excuse me. Oh, so funny. All right, here we go. Hey, now I'm live. I got the microphone on. Hey, great to see you today. You know what? Isn't live fantastic or wonderful? Welcome to this special session from myself, Chef Michael at Doctor on a Mission. And Doctor on a Mission is myself and my beautiful wife, Dr. Isabel, medical doctor and founder of Doctor on a Mission. And our job is to help you and to coach you, our mission, shall I say, is to live a long, happy, vibrant life, healthy, without chronic disease, without having to take a cocktail of pharmaceutical drugs and all that kind of stuff. We want to help you to live keep your engine, your body going healthy as long as it naturally can, okay? So my goal is to work in the kitchen and help with, let's see, that's the best way I can put it. Well, I work with doing inexpensive, because I do understand food at times can be expensive, eating healthy. I don't think so. I think it's a myth, and my goal is to show you how to do it inexpensive. But inexpensive, inexpensive, healthy, keyword, really great looking and quick meals at home, because what's happened over the last 20 or 30 or however many years, the last generation or two, we see the food industry has done an amazing job giving us products they call food. I would say most of it isn't really food, that is quick, easy, simple for us to eat at home, and pretty much it's unhealthy. So today I'm gonna be talking about salads. Now, before I get into salads, because I love salads, and salads are healthy, especially when we make them here at home. But today we're going to do 3 different salads. We're going to do Caesar salad, we're going to do a Greek salad, and we're going to do coleslaw. Yeah, and how many variations around the world. But before I get into that, I'm also going to talk about breakfast a little bit, because I've been getting some feedback from people, and it seems like a lot of folks are confused with what to eat healthy for breakfast. Because I don't know about you guys, but I was the same for many, many years. My background being a executive chef in the restaurant and hospitality industry for 20 years. My breakfast was probably a cup of coffee or a soda pop or something, an energy drink, out the door, no eating breakfast, boom, into it, away we go, and all of a sudden, mid-morning, I'm crashing going, wow, what happened, and very, very unhealthy. I did that for many years, so believe me, I understand this crazy life of running quick. The other thing that I found out, because I got to be, the most amazing thing in the world, is being an at-home parent, at-home dad for our 2 daughters. And what that taught me was how to cook at home in this crazy, busy world we live in. It just, for whatever reason, it seems to be picking up pace. Supposedly we have all this stuff around that's supposed to make it easy on us, but it gets busier and busier all the time. So I've had to learn how, especially with kids at home, I had to learn how to take those chefing skills, but incorporate them into the home, because, it's nice to work around here for 5 or 6 hours and create some pâté en croûte and all kinds of other amazing things and serve them. But in reality, the parents at home don't have the time, or even you guys, you busy professionals, you busy people, whatever you're doing, blue collar, white collar, green collar, yellow collar, I don't know. But no matter what you're doing, you just don't have that time around the house to do it. And food is important. Food is medicine, as we say here at Doctor on a Mission. So let's get into it. Now, I have one big disclaimer before we get started, okay? So, being a chef, my background, I do understand what classical dishes is. If somebody says a Greek or a Caesar or a frittata or this or that, I understand classically what it's supposed to be. However, I'm now in the kitchen at home, and so I'm giving you guys permission and myself permission, because we can't just, sometimes that can be expensive. I like to cook in season. I like to create in season because it's less expensive. It's inexpensive that way. Also, when you're making things quick and healthy, the disclaimer is I'm giving you permission, myself permission, to go outside of the classical way and create great, simple, inexpensive, quick meals at home, okay? So if you're looking in today saying, oh, that's not exactly the way, well, that's because I'm trying to create things that we can do here at home, keeping it inexpensive, quick, and healthy, okay? Cool? We all good with that? All right, let's get started. Now, first off, I want to talk about breakfast. A couple things about breakfast. One for us is, my wife Isabel and I, we tend to, if the morning is a little bit busy and we really need to go quickly, we'll do a protein shake. And with that, now a couple things about that is in the protein shake, to get, because we talk about having carbohydrates, proteins, and fat at every meal. I don't have time to get into that today. And good carbohydrates, good protein, good fat with every meal. But with a protein shake, we'll use coconut milk, to get that good fat in there. But our protein powder, we recommend, this is just us, we use a rice pea protein powder. We stay away from whey and soy. Personal choices. We've got some reasons for that, but hey, that's just I don't have time to get into all that. So we look for a pea rice protein powder, and we'll use coconut milk and some water, of course, just so it doesn't get too thick. Another great thing to put in is chia seeds. Chia seeds got some protein. It's got great fiber. Those are fantastic. And then the other thing for some flavor, personally, I like to have some flavor in there. We use berries. I like using berries because they're a low GI fruit. There's other fruits you can use. I just try to stay away from the fruit with a lot of sugar in it. These are lower GI fruits, and so berries is what we like to use, okay? And here we're in New Zealand. We can get really good kiwi fruits in season. I'll throw some kiwi fruits in there. Those are good too. So that's one of the options for breakfast protein shakes. And again, a lot of people say, oh, I don't like those. Well, nah, neither did I. But they're healthy. I like them now, and it's okay. I've grown into liking them, okay? The other thing is, and I'll show you a dish in a moment, the other thing is, I don't know where this has happened, but we as human beings have kind of gotten into this program of what's breakfast, what's lunch, what's dinner, and when we should eat breakfast, when we should eat lunch, and when we should eat dinner. You know what I mean? Breakfast is, in the a.m., lunch is at 12 o'clock, and dinner is depending on what part of the world you're in, because some parts of the world eat dinner at 5 p.m., some eat at 7 p.m., some eat at 9 p.m., and some places eat dinner at 10 p.m. My wife spent many years in Argentina, and with her family down there, they wouldn't eat dinner until 10 o'clock at night. But depending on what part of the world you're in. And then also, what we're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So traditionally, I guess most in the westernized world think of breakfast, they just think eggs, bacon, sausage, some potatoes, and toast. You know what I mean? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. You can do something different. You can do something healthy and different. It doesn't have to be that. I like to saute up in the morning a combination of the following. Mushrooms are fantastic. Tomatoes, fantastic. Onion, capsicum, or bell pepper, whatever you want to call it, whether it's zucchini, courgette. You know what I'm saying is vegetables, those types of vegetables. Beans, I might use some black beans, also green kale or spinach. I like to saute up some veggies with some spices. I might put in some black beans, and then I'll just at the end just put in a little bit of some green kale, chopped green kale or chopped spinach, just to let that in there for a minute or so, just to soften it up. And then I will have some salsa or chutney or something with that. Why can't we have great healthy veggies for breakfast? That's what I'm saying. I love that stuff. You know what? I never ate that type of stuff when I was in the very crazy, quick professional world. And as a kid, I got to tell you, I grew up on eggs, bacon or sausage, and some kind of potatoes and some toast. That's what I grew up on. However, what I grew to know is eventually that's kind of not the healthiest way to start the day. It sounds good, but it's not the healthy way to start the day. I like having a lot of great veggies to get my day started, get my engine going with good, clean things. Okay, now another thing is, one I prepared for you guys today. This is called a vegetable frittata. Basically, it's an egg dish. Depending on whether you like eggs or not, I like this one because I can prepare it ahead of time. And I could have this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, who's not to say we can't have an omelet or an egg dish for dinner? That's what I'm saying. Let's break out of that mold. So, what this is now, I prepared it ahead of time. But very simply, I made a mixture. This had 6 eggs, 6 whole eggs, and a cup of coconut milk, and I whipped that all together, okay? 6 whole eggs, cup of coconut milk. Off to the side, I sauteed up some chopped veggies today, and I used what's in season. That's what keeps it inexpensive. I had some chopped broccoli, some chopped tomatoes, some chopped onion, and what else did I put in there? 1 capsicum, 1 bell pepper, and just chopped those up. Sauteed those off ahead of time just to soften them up a little bit with some salt and pepper and garlic, some basic spices. I think I had some chopped parsley in there. Use whatever spices you got. I want you to be creative. Do your own thing. Just lightly saute those up for a few minutes just to soften them. Get a nice baking pan. Just you can grease it up with a little butter around the edge or something. I don't like using that spray stuff, so I'll just lightly put a little butter around the edges. Put the vegetables in there. Put that egg mixture over top, and you'll get something like this. Cook it at around 175 centigrade, 350 Fahrenheit for it probably take, depending on your oven, because they all seem to be different, 20 to 30 minutes. Okay? And you can eat it right then, or pull it out and let it cool. Cut it into squares. And like I said, you can make this ahead of time, have it for breakfast tomorrow, have it for lunch, have it for dinner. It's a great dish that's here, it's ready. You've got good fat in there, you've got protein, and you've got carbohydrates from your vegetables. People forget there's carbohydrates in vegetables. Those are great carbs. That's where we can get them. And you can put some beans in there if you wanted. So what I've done, I've got a beautiful slice there. And then what I like to do, if you happen to be around, you know what? I'll just say it now. You can check us out on our YouTube channel. Just put Doctoronamission on YouTube channel and you can find us. But a couple of weeks ago, I talked about doing sauces. I made green salsa, red salsa, pesto, a bunch of others. This is some of the red salsa that I made. So for me, this, a little bit of red salsa. I might have some spinach or something on the side. But this would be fantastic for breakfast. This would get me going. I might have 2 pieces, really. But you know what? That's quick, easy. That's a great breakfast vegetable frittata. And from a price-wise point of view, again, this depends on where you are in the world. For me, that was about $6 to make that dish. And I would say you've got 4 big portions out of that. So that's $1.50 each. Or you've got 8 kind of medium-sized portions, depending on how big you're going to eat. And again, there's another thing. I think we eat too much. I look at the westernized diet and I look at how much people eat. I think our stomachs have gotten bigger and stretched because of the amount we're putting in, too. I think we could probably all just slowly wean back on how much the size of our meals are we're eating, okay? That's a whole other conversation, right? You know, okay, we're not going to get into that one today. Okay, so that was it a little bit on breakfast. My main focus on salad today, but I just want to talk about, hey, you could have a protein shake. Make sure you got some good fat in there. We like to use coconut milk. You could use almond milk, one of those great milks. Some chia seeds are fantastic. Use some berries for some flavoring. We recommend a pea rice protein, which is a fantastic protein. We personally stay away from the whey and the soy. Again, that's your choice. We'll let you run with that. That's great. That's a quickie. When we want a quickie, you got vegetable frittata, and also why not saute up some vegetables with some spinach and kale for breakfast and use some of that green or red salsa I showed you how to make, or if you happen to have a chutney, or if you just like plain old tomato sauce or ketchup, you can do that. Try and make that at home in your own food processor instead of the stuff in the store. Again, most people tell me, well, I don't put sugar on stuff. Well, I can guarantee you, if you are buying any kind of salad dressings or mayonnaise or tomato sauce or mustard, any of that type of stuff in the store, take a look at the ingredient list. I would feel very confident to say probably the second to third ingredient is going to be some type of sugar. Now, I might not say exactly sugar because right now there's over 200 names for the word sugar being used by the food companies. So they've disguised it pretty well. So you might say, well, I don't see sugar. Well, there's names on there that are basically sugar. So if you can do it at home, make your own, fantastic. Because again, you might say, well, I'm not putting sugar on. Well, actually you are if you know. Anyway, you got it. You know where we're at on that. Okay, so let's get into salads. All right, here we go. So first one I'm going to talk about is Caesar. Now again, disclaimer, you might say, well, it's not exactly the Caesar, classically. I know. So let's just make a nice Caesar at home, okay? All right. For all you guys who are trying to be perfectly classical, I know. I was there. I did the same thing all the time. Okay, let's talk about the dressing. Now, I like making my own dressing. Again, I put a little bit of twist on it today. I had to get a few things started, but what I've got in the food processor is I've got 4 egg yolks. I've got a few, and now, again, if you don't like the ingredients I'm using, you say, ooh, I'm going to leave that out, or I'm going to add that in, please do. I'm just talking about what we love and what works for our family, but you play with it and make it work for you, okay? So I've got the egg yolks. I've got a juice of 1 lemon in there. I've got a tablespoon of some just finely chopped Parmesan cheese. We don't eat a lot of cheese. We don't do a lot of dairy, but I just like a little bit in my in Caesar salad. That's just kind of very nice. So a tablespoon of some chopped Parmesan that's in there. I've got 4 anchovy fillets in there. Okay, some salt and pepper, and 3 garlic cloves, and they're kind of small garlic cloves. Oh, and one other thing is Dijon mustard. I just got a tablespoon of Dijon mustard in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get that going. So pardon me while this gets a little loud. Okay, but we just want to get that going, just probably 30 seconds or so. Okay, so hang on. It's almost there. Almost there. Okay. Now, yeah, usually about a minute, let that go. I might let it go a few more seconds, but, I want to be talking to you guys, okay? Not that you have to listen to this. So now, the next thing we want to do is slowly incorporate some extra virgin olive oil into it. This will bring it together, make an amazing dressing. This is something you could actually use as kind of like a dip or a sauce. You could, once we've made it, you could put it into a bowl and have a bunch of chopped fresh veggies around it, and people could dip it into that, and they go, oh wow, this makes the vegetable taste great. I'll actually eat some of these vegetables. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to slowly drizzle in the extra virgin olive oil. This is going to take about a minute, so just hang in there with me. Hang in. Grab a glass of water if you want to while I do this. There it goes. It's going to come together nicely. You probably can't hear me anyway, so maybe you can. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm just going to let that go for a moment. I'll come over here and try and talk to you guys. That was about a 1.5 cups of extra virgin olive oil, just depending on how thick you want to get it. I want to get this kind of just a nice light sauce consistency so it can coat the leaves of the lettuces, okay? We're good. All right. Beautiful. Whoops. We'll put that off to the side. Now, what I've got today is a mix of a bunch of great lettuces. Normally with a Caesar salad, romaine or Cos lettuce, as it's called here in New Zealand, would be the lettuce of choice that you'd want to use. That's the traditional way of doing it. However, I do understand it's not always in season. So right now, it's about medium price, but what's called the head lettuce or whatever type of lettuce you want to call this with the big head, that's less expensive. So I'm just going to mix some of that in just to, obviously keep the cost down, because I want to help you guys at home to keep the cost down on what you're doing. And hey, we're not classically prepared. Unless you are, then you want to just use the romaine or the cost lettuce. But we're going to do a nice mix today. So what I've done is just kind of torn them up a little bit. I'd like to keep them in kind of fairly larger size pieces, but just tear those up a little bit. And the other thing I've done is, ahead of time, I've done my own croutons, or croutons, as you might say. I've done my own croutons. I've got some, instead of buying them, what I just did, there's many ways you could do them. You could bake them in the oven. But I've just taken a couple pieces of some beautiful gluten-free bread, and I've cut it into small cubes. And then in a saute pan, I've done a little butter, olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic. And I've just tossed them in that, and then just heated these up and just kind of browned them up beautifully. So you've got these lovely croutons. Now I'm going to put those in the salad. There we go. So we got some beautiful croutons in the salad. Let's get some of this dressing. And we're just going to take some of this dressing, I'm going to put it on the leaves and the croutons. Oh, I can tell you now, this is really nice. Just enough to make it wet. I mean, again, I don't know, that's really up to you, how wet you want to get it. I don't like to get the salad too wet. Okay? So, I could use my hands, but hey, I'm on Facebook Live. I guess I'll use tongs, all right? Let's keep it nice, right? Okay, so just toss it in there just to coat the greens and the croutons with the dressing. I'm telling you, this is going to be good, because the other two things then we're going to put with it is egg. And what I've done is I've hard-boiled some eggs. Classically, again, you would do a nice soft hard-boiled egg, not hard-boiled, a soft-boiled or soft-poached egg on top. But, just here at home, and again, because we don't always have time to do that, just have some hard-boiled eggs ahead of time ready to go. A couple ways you could do it. You could kind of crunch them up and put them in and mix them all in there, or I'm just going to put them on top, okay? And then the other thing is some Parmesan cheese, just grates that over the top, all right? So, let me grab a plate here. Here we go. Nice white plate. While I put this on here, you just hang in there, because I know you guys are getting hungry now, because this is looking, sounding, feeling very, very nice. All right. Now, I've got that beautiful salad with the eggs on top, all tossed. And the other thing I'm going to do, just give me a moment, I'm going to finish it off with some beautiful Parmesan cheese. Just lightly grated on top. All right? And I can guarantee you I'm doing it, because I'll show you in a moment. All right? Oh, and the other thing is, I'm going to put some anchovy fillets on top. Maybe you like anchovy, maybe you don't. We like anchovy around here. They're actually a very good protein, good fat, good protein. So I'll put some anchovy on top, a little sprig of parsley, some beautiful parsley. I'm going to spread a couple sprigs of parsley around it. And there is our gorgeous Caesar salad. So we mixed it. We've got all the great ingredients on there. The croutons are on there, the different lettuces. We made our own dressing. We've got some egg on there, some anchovy, and some grated Parmesan cheese. Guys, if I didn't have some more things to show you right now, I would be diving into that. That looks beautiful. I mean, come on. I am hungry. This is fantastic. All right. I'll save that. My family's out and about right now, and they're going to be back in a little bit. I can guarantee you they are going, oh yeah, we're going to be having some good salad this afternoon. Okay, so next, let's talk, let me move a few things out of the way. Let's talk Greek salad. I'm back. Let's talk Greek salad, okay? I'm going to grab some ingredients here. And one of the reasons why I like Greek salad is because it's simple. Again, traditionally, I'll talk about traditional ingredients, but again, you play with it. You put what you want in. It's really kind of pretty much a vegetable salad with a with a vinaigrette on top. With lemon, black pepper, garlic, the basic ingredients, extra virgin olive oil. You could use some balsamic vinegar if you like. So today, I have pretty much the traditional ingredients. Some chopped tomato. I've got some yellow capsicum or yellow bell pepper, however you want to call it. Some black olives. These are pitted, so if we don't bite on them, we don't bite the pits, just some red onion and some cucumber, okay? So just coarsely chopped up all those ingredients. Again, you work with what you've got in season. That's the key. That's what I want. Why I make a disclaimer of, we can say, oh, well, that's not really a Greek, or it isn't, or that's not really a Caesar, it isn't. I want you to know that you work with the spices that your family likes. You work with the ingredients that your family likes, because that's going to work for you, okay? So down here, that you can't see, I'm putting it into a bowl. Believe me, it's not going in the trash. It's actually going into a bowl. And what we're going to do now is work on the Caesar dressing. So I like making my own dressings at home. Again, you could do this in the machine, whatever. This time I'm just going to do you the whisk. I've got some white balsamic vinegar that I'm using in here, and the juice of 1 lemon, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and 2 chopped garlic cloves, all mixed in there together. Oh, and did I say oregano or oregano? Anyway, if I didn't, I've got some oregano in there. What would be fantastic is some fresh basil. We're kind of in out of that season right now. I could probably get some, but it's very, very expensive to get the fresh stuff. So again, I'm going with what we got. Now, what I'm going to do is, just to finish that off to make our own dressing, is, I guarantee I'm doing this down here, is I'm just drizzling in some extra virgin olive oil. And we're just going to drizzle that in. And this is so easy to make at home. Make your own dressings in that. But bottom line is, with the Greek dressing, some garlic, salt and black pepper, some lemon, some type of balsamic vinegar if you like, or white wine, or not vinegar. You could just do lemon and extra virgin olive oil. And then the vegetables. And I'm just going to pour that over the top of these veggies. And those are going to marinate beautifully. And what we want to do, get a plate, and we happen to have those lovely salad greens. So we're going to put some of these greens on here because we want to make sure our family gets some lovely greens. So we'll put some of these greens on here. And let me find my tongs. And now we've got all these beautiful veggies that have been marinating in this sauce. And again, you could do this ahead of time, so it's, that they've been sitting in the dressing just for a little bit longer to get that flavor in there. But you know what? This is what I like to do. Is this is a small batch? I like to make a nice sized batch of this because it'll stay in your refrigerator for 48 hours. You could make this on a Sunday night and probably up till Wednesday still be eating it. Probably stay 72 hours in your refrigerator. So if you got a large family, or if it's just a couple of you, just decide, hey, I'm going to make a Greek salad tonight, and we're going to have it ready to go for the next few days. And you can take it to work. You can, if you got kids, they can take it to school. You can have it when you get home at nighttime, morning. I mean, whatever you like. So now I'm just going to put that, because I'm making it just a little bit moist, and I've got those salad greens on there. That dressing's also going to coat over top of those lettuce greens, over those pieces of lettuce. What I'll do is we'll just put a couple pieces. Now what we can do then is just put a couple pieces of lemon on there. So, if people want to, they can squeeze some more lemon, throw some fresh parsley on there. If you've got fresh basil, that'd be fantastic. Parsley just happens to be kind of inexpensive right now, so I'm using it. But you've got all these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful veggies in that lovely dressing on the greens. I mean, again, how wonderful and tasty is that? And that is so healthy. It's really inexpensive. I mean, I probably, with all this here, I've got maybe $4 worth of ingredients on here. I mean, that's amazing. And that would be salad for dinner. You know what I mean? And healthy. I mean, this is beautiful. And you've made your dressing yourself. You could make up a bunch of dressing and just keep it in the fridge ready to go. And at any time you've got some veggies or some greens, you could just toss them in that, and boom, you're on the move. You're done. Okay, we'll put that off to the side. Now, just give me a moment here, because I actually have to get ready for the next one. So, now, let's talk about coleslaw. Another one of my favorites. This is a beautiful, beautiful salad. What I'm going to do is, now we probably usually know that the main ingredient for coleslaw is cabbage. Green cabbage, red cabbage, however you want to do it. And again, what I usually find with coleslaw is mostly people make a dressing with mayonnaise, or there's a pre-made mayonnaise that goes in the dressing. You've got this beautiful fresh salad, and then you end up putting a sugary mayonnaise, or a mayonnaise made with like canola oil or vegetable oil, which those are not good oils. We don't recommend those. That's another conversation, but those are not good oils to be using for your body. So we don't recommend those. So I suggest making your own dressing. Why not? And it doesn't need to be some kind of, thick mayonnaise-y type dressing, because I like things that are light and they're good for you. Okay, so what I've done is a little bit of a twist, because we happen to have Brussels sprouts in season. Oh no! Now don't turn off. Don't say, "Oh, I'm out of here." Okay, again, as I said, whatever your family likes, whatever works for you, whatever's in season, you go with. Okay, we just happen to have them around. They seem to be. I'm not an expert, but they seem to be inexpensive right now. Our family likes them. They're a great vegetable, so they're going in. So today's coleslaw, what I've done is I had to do this ahead of time. Grated some carrot. Grated some green cabbage. What I did was I steamed, blanched, whatever you want to call it, but I just softened up some Brussels sprouts, just a few minutes so they're a little bit softer. They're not quite raw. And then I quartered them, okay? And that means cut them into 4. You guys knew that. Yeah, figured you did, just in case my lingo got off there. And then just for some color, I've got some chopped red onion. And then some chopped red capsicum, or chopped red bell pepper, however you want to say it. So let's just put all that stuff into a mixing bowl. Man, I'm telling you what, this is going to be very flavorful. Now I'm saving a little of the red onion and a little of the capsicum just to sprinkle over the top, because it'll make it look kind of cool. All right? So we got that all in there. I mean, this is, again, it's just about getting all the ingredients in, ready to go. And for the dressing, I like to use apple cider vinegar for the dressing for a coleslaw. Personal preference, I think it tastes really good. I've got apple cider vinegar, the juice of 1 lemon, some salt and pepper, and I've got a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. I like a little mustard in mine, okay? Tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And some caraway seeds. Again, if you can get them, fantastic. They're not too expensive, but if you can get some good caraway seeds or ground caraway, but I like the flavor of caraway seeds in a coleslaw. They go really fantastic with cabbage. Another thing would be fennel. If you had some fennel and you chop some fennel and put it in there, I just thought of that. I said, fennel. But if you can get some fresh fennel, or you even have some fennel seeds, that would be fantastic in the coleslaw. So again, we've got all that mix ready to go. And all we're going to do, again, is incorporate some extra virgin olive oil into that. And I tell you what, I love the taste of apple cider vinegar with a coleslaw. It's just beautiful. It makes it go so good. And then the caraway. I think the caraway is a really excellent one. And the fennel. I didn't have the fennel today, but I think the fennel would be a beauty. Now, once you get that going, you can get that in there. Again, you could do this in your food processor or a mixer or something you wanted to. I just decided, well, my food processor is dirty now because we did it with the Caesar dressing, so didn't have time to clean it out for you guys. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Let's whip it up, So I'm just going to pour that sauce over the top of all those beautiful veggies. We had the cabbage, we had the grated carrots, We'll have the Brussels sprouts, the quartered Brussels sprouts, chopped red capsicum, and chopped red onion mixed together. Again, I'm not going to use my hands this time. I'm just going to, because we're on Facebook Live and we're here live with you guys, I know you don't want me to put my hands in, so I'm just going to use the tongs. So I'm tossing that all together. I can guarantee you this is flavorful. And what's really cool with this one is with the Brussels sprouts, you've got the grated cabbage and the grated carrots, but because the sprouts are in quarters, it's almost like, having a chunky bite in there, a chunky piece of it, so it's just not all grated. And again, what I'm going to do, grab a lovely plate, some beautiful pieces of lettuce, nice little mix. Now we can put this all on. All right. Believe me, I just did it, believe me. I know sometimes maybe you can't see the lower of the screen. And I'm just going to put that beautiful salad on there. Man, guys, I'll tell you what. Listen, this stuff is, I love making salads. Because, you know why? I love making salads because if you stay in season, it's inexpensive. Again, each one of these salads, I have $5 or $6 worth of ingredients in there. And they make a full meal, a full lunch for 2 or 3 or 4 people, depending on the size. The other thing is, I know that these are incredibly healthy. Excuse me. Because I love seeing what I put in my food. Anytime you're bringing products in from outside as far as bottled, canned, packaged, whatever, you're just not quite sure what's in it, especially when you can't read, when you read the ingredient and you can't understand what that means, or it's got a number like 162 after it. That stuff's probably not good. So I love doing it this way. I know what's in there. I can see what's in there. Now the rest, that extra capsicum and red onion, I'm just going to sprinkle that over the top for some beautiful color. A couple parsley sprigs here and there. I happen to be using parsley today just because I got some inexpensive, but you know what, whatever you might want to use. And there we go. Now we have got a fantastic, beautiful coleslaw. Oh, man, are we going to be eating some great salads today. And guys, you can be doing the same thing. This stuff, it's fairly quick because I'm giving you the skills I'm showing you. It's fairly quick. It's definitely inexpensive. It is definitely healthy. Those are biggies. And they all look, the other thing is they're simple, but they're elegant. All these dishes, don't you think they just look elegant? Wouldn't you feel great serving these to family and friends that happen to come by? And why not? Or even if you're a single, wouldn't you feel great about making that for yourself, just feeling good about what's going, because again, food is so important. Food is medicine. We talk about that here at Doctor on a Mission. That's so important. Okay, guys, hey, I'm just taking a look at the clock. Oh my gosh, we have been here for a while. I need to get moving on. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Really an honor and a pleasure for me to be able to be here with you today at Doctor on a Mission. Again, if you get a chance, drop by www.doctoronamission.com. That's spelled out the full word doctor, D-O-C-O, spelling, let me see, D-O-C-T-O-R on O-N-A mission, doctoronamission.com. Check that out, and again, or you can put Doctor on a Mission into any search on pretty much any social media platform. Whether check out our Tumblr blog, you go to YouTube, put in Doctor on a Mission, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you might be, because we're out there. We want to help you guys to live a long, happy, vibrant life by bringing great information to you. When you go to the homepage of Doctor on a Mission, we've got the Healthy Lifestyle Formula. It's a free download that if you're really looking for something to get that healthy lifestyle going, free download. Check that out on our homepage at doctoronamission.com or here on the Facebook page. And again, check out our courses at doctoronamission.com. We've got amazing courses if you're looking to go deeper dive into certain areas of health and life. we are setting it up for you. We're putting it out there for you because we want to make a difference in your family's life. Alrighty? Been great being with you today. I'm Chef Michael from Doctor on a Mission. I got to push the button, say finish, and be out of here. Bye for now.